Most EV owners never think about tires, but the wrong set can silently drain up to 10% of your range every single day. The right ones can give it straight back. Here are the 5 brands worth your money. Let's get into it. Here's something most EV owners don't think about until they're standing in a tire shop looking confused. Your electric vehicle is significantly heavier than a comparable gas car. That battery pack, the one giving you all the glorious range, adds hundreds of pounds to the vehicle's curb weight. That weight sits on 4 contact patches, each about the size of your hand. Every mile you drive, those patches are working harder than they would on a lighter car. Then there's the torque. Every time you pull away from a light, your motor delivers full torque instantly, not gradually after a gear change. Instantly. That force goes straight through the tires. Standard rubber wasn't designed for that kind of repeated stress, and it shows in the wear patterns. The result? EVs can wear through regular tires roughly 20 to 30% faster than gas vehicles. That's not a rumor. That's what tire manufacturers and independent testers are seeing consistently. But here's where it gets interesting. Around 10% of your EV's energy use is lost directly to rolling resistance. The energy your battery spends just flexing the rubber against the road. That's a significant slice. Studies show that switching to a properly engineered low rolling resistance tire can improve your real-world range by 5 to 12%. Depending on your driving condition. On a 300-mile car, that's potentially 15 to 36 miles you're leaving on the table with the wrong tires. EV-specific tires address all of this. Heavier load ratings, torque-resistant compounds, lower rolling resistance, and noise reduction for a cabin that's quiet enough to hear every hum and drone. Choosing the right tire is one of the few things you can actually change that directly moves your range number. So, here are the 5 brands doing it right. Number 5. Bridgestone Turanza EV. Bridgestone is the 2nd largest tire manufacturer in the world, and they've brought that scale to the EV space with a purpose-built tire, the Turanza EV. This tire runs on Bridgestone's Enlighten technology, which focuses on reducing environmental impact while pushing energy efficiency. What that means for you, practically, is a tire engineered from the ground up to reduce rolling resistance below what Bridgestone's own EV Turanza line delivers. That's a meaningful benchmark. They've tested against themselves and built something better specifically for electric vehicles. CarBuzz described the Turanza EV mounted on a Tesla Model 3 as impressively quiet. That's not a throwaway compliment. EV cabins amplify road noise in a way gas cars don't, and a tire that stays quiet on concrete highways is a tire you'll actually enjoy living with. The Turanza EV also handles the weight load that trips up regular tires. It supplies original equipment to BMW, General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, Mini, and Volkswagen, automakers that don't make OEM choices lightly. At around $259 per tire in common sizes, it's a premium buy. But for EV drivers who want comfortable, efficient, long-lasting all-season tire from a brand with 80,000-mile warranty history on other lines, the Turanza EV earns its spot on this list. Number 4. Goodyear ElectricDrive 2. Goodyear has been making tires since 1898 and holds the record for the most wins in Formula One history. The racing legacy shows up in how they approach the EV market. Seriously, and with actual engineering behind the marketing. The ElectricDrive 2 was built specifically for electric vehicles. The design incorporates an acoustic foam liner that dampens road noise inside the cabin, a feature that matters far more in an EV than it would in a car with a combustion engine running. Goodyear also claims the tire is made with at least 50% sustainable materials by weight, which puts it ahead of most of its competitors on that front. What makes the ElectricDrive 2 stand out for daily use is its balance. You're not trading wet weather performance for efficiency. The tread patterns handles rain confidently, the ride quality is smooth, and the tire manages EV weight without the uneven wear patterns that plague regular all-seasons on heavier vehicles. Goodyear supplies original equipment tires to 4 of the 5 best-selling EV brands in the US: Chevrolet, Ford, Honda, and Hyundai. Those are high-volume, demanding contracts that keep quality standards in check. At around $205 per tire, the ElectricDrive 2 sits in the middle of the premium range for drivers who want a quiet, practical, everyday tire that was designed with their EV in mind from the start. It's one of the most reliable choices in this category. Number 3. Continental EcoContact and PremiumContact. Continental is the 4th largest tire manufacturer in the world, and they've been making EV-focused tires since 1991. That's not a typo. While other brands were still figuring out what an EV tire even needed to be, Continental was already 3 decades into the problem. The EcoContact line is now in its 6th generation with the EcoContact 6. It's marketed primarily for EVs and focuses on efficiency, quiet operation, and range optimization. The Tire Lab rates it highly for quiet performance and range efficiency. Simple Tire gives it an overall score of 7.9 out of 10. These aren't niche reviews. This tire gets tested widely and consistently scores near the top. The reason Continental appears on so many new EVs as OEM equipment is the same reason it belongs on this list. BMW, General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, Mini, and Tesla all trust Continental on their vehicles straight from the factory. Automakers have engineers who test tires obsessively, and Continental earns those contracts repeatedly. Consumer Reports also ranked Continental second among all tire brands in 2026, with the Continental PremiumContact taking the best all-terrain truck tire and best all-season truck tire in the same report. That's not one strong model, that's a company performing across categories. The grip safety, performance in wet conditions, and the efficiency numbers all sit where an EV driver needs them. If you want a tire with decades of EV-specific development behind it and factory-level credibility, Continental belongs in your consideration set. Before we go any further, hit subscribe so you get the next video. Here's more EV content coming that cuts through the noise and gives you what actually matters. Number 2. Michelin ePrimacy and Pilot Sport EV. Michelin is the largest tire company in the world by sales, and Consumer Reports tested 8 Michelin models for their 2026 report. Every single one received a recommended rating. Every one of them finished at or near the top of its category. That kind of consistency doesn't happen by accident. The ePrimacy is Michelin's flagship efficiency-focused EV tire, and it consistently appears at or near the bottom of rolling resistance charts in independent testing. Less rolling resistance means more of each kilowatt-hour goes into moving you forward instead of flexing rubber into heat. The ePrimacy combines that efficiency with strong dry and wet braking, which matters because some ultra-low resistance tires achieve their numbers by compromising grip. Michelin doesn't make that trade. The Pilot Sport EV takes a different angle. Built from the company's Formula E motorsport experience, it's designed for high-performance electric vehicles that need to handle instant torque without chewing through tread prematurely. It incorporates internal acoustic foam for noise reduction and delivers the same kind of high-speed stability that drivers of performance EVs need. What sets Michelin apart at the compound level is the use of high silica materials and sunflower oil to keep the rubber pliable as it ages. Most tires lose wet weather performance as they wear. Michelin's compounds are engineered to maintain grip through the tread's lifespan. People have reported 7-year-old Michelin tires with no cracking, still outperforming newer budget options. They supply original equipment to BMW, General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, Mini, and Tesla. The Primacy MX M4 served as OEM on the Tesla Model 3 and delivers Michelin's best rolling resistance scores in the lineup. If you want the best range numbers, the best wet weather performance, and a tire that still delivers years down the road, Michelin is the benchmark everything else gets measured against. And coming in at number 1, Hankook Ion Series. This might surprise you if you've been defaulting on European brands, but Hankook's Ion Series is the most purpose-built, comprehensively engineered EV tire available right now, and the data backs that up. In Consumer Reports' most recent tire tests, Hankook tires were rated the best for EVs. It beat out Bridgestone, Continental, Pirelli, and other brands with far more name recognition in most categories. In J.D. Power's surveys, Hankook consistently ranks in the top tier. This isn't a brand punching above its weight. It's a brand that's been quietly engineering at the highest level for decades. The Ion series was designed specifically around the demands of electric vehicles. The EV contour structure gives the tire the reinforced casing it needs to handle battery weight without excessive sidewall flex or heat buildup. The iSound absorber technology, an acoustic foam insert integrated into the tire, reduces interior noise up to 9 dB according to Hankook's testing. On a quiet EV cabin, that's the difference between a relaxing highway cruise and a drone that wears you down on long drives. The rolling resistance features on the Ion in the same conversation as Michelin's best efficiency-focused models. Hankook has been doing EV-specific development long enough that the Ion line reflects real-world understanding of how EVs actually put tires through stress. not theoretical load figures applied to a regular tire. The OEM list speaks to the credibility. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Porsche, Tesla, Rivian, Hyundai, Kia, and Volkswagen all fit Hankook tires on their electric vehicles from the factory. These are premium brands with demanding engineering standards, and they keep choosing Hankook. What makes the Ion the top pick on this list isn't that it dominates one category. It's that it's competitive across all of them: efficiency, weight handling, noise, wear life, and wet weather safety, without the premium pricing of Michelin. That balance is what most EV drivers actually need. What most EV owners get wrong. Here's the mistake that costs people real money. They replace their EV tires with whatever all-season tires are on sale at the shop. The car still drives. The range takes an unexplained hit. They assume the battery is degrading. Sometimes the battery isn't the problem. The tires are. Standard all-season tires are not designed for EV weight. They weren't designed for instant torque. They weren't tested for rolling resistance figures that matter when electricity, not gasoline, is your fuel. The difference in energy loss between a generic all-season and an EV-specific rolling resistance tire can swing your real-world range by 5 to 10%, sometimes more if you're replacing particularly high-resistance rubber. EV-specific tires also use reinforced constructions that handle the heavier load indexes EVs require. A tire rated for a lighter car, run on a heavier EV, wears unevenly, develops heat fast, and fails sooner. You end up buying tires more often and wondering why. The people who think EV-specific tires are a marketing gimmick are the same people replacing tires every 20,000 miles on a car that should get 40,000 out of a proper set. Here's the bottom line. Tires are not a minor accessory on an electric vehicle. They are a direct input into your range, your safety, your comfort, and your long-term cost of ownership. The 5 brands on this list, Bridgestone, Goodyear, Continental, Michelin, and Hankook, all offer tires engineered to handle what EVs actually put rubber through. Each one brings low rolling resistance, proper load capacity, and real-world efficiency improvements that show up in your daily range. Pick based on your priorities: range, comfort, noise, budget. But pick from this list. Your EV will perform better, last longer, and actually deliver the range it was designed to give you. Drop a comment below. What tires are you running on your EV right now? And have you noticed a range difference after switching brands? Subscribe for more EV content that skips the filler and gets straight to what matters.